Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Rajesh here studying in Venkateswara College of Engineering in 5th SEM in ECE branch. Now I am here to explain research methodology and intellectual property. Contents. Introduction. What does needs to done for preparing critical reading? The patterns of the text. Difference between reading and critical reading. Critical and creating reading. Introduction. Critical and creative thinking involves students thinking broadly and deeply using skills, behaviors, and dispositions such as reasons, logic, resourcefulness, imagination, and innovation in all learning areas at school and their lives beyond school. This involves thinking out of the box, the coming up with innovation solution. Core skills like skills of critical and creative things include analysis, brainstorming, lateral thinking, interpretation, and problem solving. Students need to approach problems with curiosity and risk taking, etc. Creative reading requires thinking, imagination, and emergency of ideas, which are products of the reader's thoughts. The reader gives something of them himself. What does need to be done to prepare for critical reading? There are steps to prepare for reading critically. Self-respect. What experiences, assumptions, knowledge, and prescriptions do you bring to the text? What is basis might you have? Are you able to keep the open mind and consider other points of view? Read to understand. Examine the text and content. Who is author? Who is publisher? Where? When? What was written? What kind of text it is? Skim the text. What is the topic? What are the main ideas? Resolution confusion. Look up unfamiliar words or terms in dictionaries or glossaries. Go over difficult passages to clarify them. The patterns of the text. Analyze meanings. Looking the parts of something to detect patterns. In looking those patterns, view critically. Thinking skills will be engaged in analyzing the argument the author is making. What is this or overall theory? What are the supporting points that create the argument? How do you to relate to each other? How to do relate to this is? What are the examples used to evidence for supporting points? How to do relative to the points they support to each other to this? What is the technique or precaution of the used appeals to emotion, reasons, authority? What are strategies are used? Definition, explanation, description, narration, elaboration, agreement, evaluation. What models of analysis are used? Difference between the reading and critical reading. Propose to get basic graphs of text to perform the judgment about how to text works. Activity: observing, understanding, analyzing, interpreting, evaluating. Focus: what the text says, what does it means, and questions: what is the text saying, in what is the information can we get out of, how does text works, what are the choice made, the patterns, the result. Direction: with the text, against the text. Response: statement, summary, description, interpretation, evaluation. Critical and creative reading. Reading the research paper is a critical process. The reader should be not under the assumption that reported results or agreements are correct. Being suspense and asking appropriate questions is in fact good thinking. In the logical flow, the paper is or is there flaw in the reasoning. These need to ascertaining a part of relevance and importance of the work. Be carefully reading. Judgmental approach and boldness to make judgments is needed while reading. Flexibility to discard previous error judgment is also crucial. It is important to understand whether the data presented in the paper is right data, agreement, and that has been made in the paper, and whether the data was gathered and interpreted in the correct manner. It is also important to discover whether some other data sheet would be able to compare. Critical reading is relatively easy. It is relatively easier to critical read of find the mistakes that the read it so and find the good ideas the paper. Reading creatively is harder and requires the positive approach in search. In creative reading, the idea to actively look for application, interesting generalizations or extended work which are authors to make the missed or the modifications that are grow important practical challenges. One might be able to decipher properly if may would like to start researching and extended part of the work and what immediate next step. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe.